Dude, I just had the biggest bro moment of my life. I don't even know how the hell this happened, but hi. I'll tell you in a bit. Welcome to On My Mind, the podcast featuring yours truly, Michael Martinez. Last week, I invited my roommate Cole to the show, and we went over random facts and made a tier list of college majors. If any of that sounds interesting, be sure to check it out. This week, I'm going to be taking on this episode alone, and these episodes are cool since they live up to the title with the best. You know, it's like I get to talk about what's on my mind. And if you're new to the show, subscribe. Here at On My Mind, we're all about random chatter, witty humor, and a good time. I try to upload episodes every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you got any topics you'd like me to talk about, you can submit your ideas through the form in the description below. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at OMM the podcast to keep up with the show and participate in random polls and Q&As. And with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Let's get this show started. So I said that exact same thing like an hour ago. The freaking file, like I have no idea. I've never had this problem before. It totally got like corrupted and just died. I was like, oh, like I tried playing back the audio and it was just like silent, even though there was like the wavelength things. And I was like, bruh, it's kind of depressing. But yeah, I add that to the L's so far this week. Let me catch you guys up. So basically, last Sunday was my last concert of the year. I'm officially done with like band for the semester. I'm really debating continuing or not, because my schedule next year is looking very tight and I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to continue doing band, because it's a really big time commitment. And I mean, as the student assistant as well, like I had to show up like 15 to 30 minutes beforehand and then stay 15 to 30 minutes afterwards. And so those 2-hour rehearsals turn into 3-hour like time blocks. It was quite a bit. There were some times where I'd had to like sacrifice my time or like sacrifice doing something because I had to go to rehearsal. And I'm a very momentum based kind of person too. So it's like I could be working beforehand and I'm like making real progress, and then all of that momentum just gets slammed down because I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go to rehearsal kind of thing. And I would really like to have my nights kind of just free, but I mean, I also really love playing music. When we hit that last note of the final song, oh, just like the wave of satisfaction that came over me, dude. I mean, I was super happy. And like I was thinking this was going to be my final performance, because like I said, I wasn't sure if I'm going to continue or not. And so I kind of stepped onto that stage thinking, all right, this is the last performance. Let's give it my all. But anyway, that was Sunday. That was the start of my week. And the following day, I was hoping to get an email back. I don't think I ever talked about this. I applied to this internship with Tumble Media. They make the science podcast for kids. You can look it up if you'd like. It's a pretty good show. And they were looking for interns to kind of work with them over the summer and to kind of like help them make the next season of their show, I believe. And so I applied, you know, I got the experience. I've been doing the show for 2 years now. And I think this would be a really good opportunity because it's an educational podcast and I am planning on being a computer science education major. And so then I was like, oh, this is like right up my alley. And last Thursday I got an interview, and I'm pretty sure that went well. But this Tuesday, well, first of all, I was hoping for the email. They said they would reach back on Monday, and then they didn't. And at that point I was like, well, I'm screwed. But then on Tuesday they like confirmed that I was screwed. And I got an email, you know, the very first word I think was unfortunately. And at that point I was like, bruh, yeah, I didn't get the internship, but you know what? I mean, it's fine. I think I was going to have like a really busy summer if I got it. And this could be me coping right now, but I think I'll be okay. And well, I mean, I am okay right now. Obviously, it kind of sucks because it's like it would have been really cool. Like, I think it would have been an awesome experience. And they did give me the opportunity to apply to work with them during the fall. But I don't think that's really going to work out, considering like I said, my schedule already looks to be kind of busy. And I'm not even sure if I could fit band in. And there's just a lot of things that are happening. Right. And then that same Tuesday, I registered for, or I didn't register yet. I requested to get into some classes that, oh, today's Thursday, by the way, and it is 3:40 p.m. Dude, oh, I've been here for so long. Today's Thursday, and the what do you call it? Oh my gosh, hello, the course registration thing, it closes this at 5 p.m. and yeah, and yeah, so I signed up for classes, and that was pretty good. Like I'm really excited to hopefully get all of my classes that I requested for, because the way registration works, it's not a first come first serve basis. You request a seat in a class, and then after, like, I think they give you a week to kind of request a course, and once you have your schedule requested, then you wait until the next Monday. So I'll find out what classes I got into on Monday, which is 2 days after this episode should be going up. And yeah, so I signed up for the next step in like computer science, like the major. It's called algorithms. And then I took like an artificial intelligence kind of course. It's like a computer science psychology mix. It's called cognitive architecture. The professor who's teaching that I had last semester in the programming with data, which is like the intro computer science class. And then I'm also going to be taking multivariate calculus, which is the next step for me. I'm in integral calculus right now. I'm hopefully going to get the intro to American education and kind of get started on that education major track. Wow, my voice is starting to get shot. Right. So I signed up for those courses that was Tuesday. Wednesday, no, Tuesday. Tuesday was Tuesday was interesting for another reason. I did like no homework whatsoever when I really should have, which is why I'm kind of like pressed for time right now. Yeah. And then Wednesday, which was yesterday for me, I got quite a bit of work done. And I pretty much set myself up so that the only thing I'd have to work on would be my computer science project, which hopefully it doesn't take me that long, but it is 3:47 p.m. and the assignment is due at midnight. So I have less than 9 hours, but that's really the only thing I'm going to be working on all day or all night today. As soon as I finish this recording, I'm probably going to be heading to my room, and yeah, that'll be fun. Woo. And then today, oh my gosh. So let me tell you about today. I woke up late, I overslept, and so I missed my first class of the day. My roommate woke me up at like 7:40 or something, which was like 50 minutes before my class started in the morning, because I mean he works at the cafe, so he has to be there bright and early. And then I didn't have any alarm set. I don't know why, and I just totally knocked out. And by the time I woke up again, my roommate came back from his shift. I was still in bed, totally knocked out. And I mean, my class had ended 10 minutes before that. So I totally missed it. And then I don't know, I was in such a bad mood this morning. And I just stayed in bed until I had to go to my next class. And I was almost late to that. Again, I woke up, saw my hair, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to kind of do my hair a little bit, because it's, I don't know, like I kind of pride myself in my hair a little bit. Anyway, then I went to class, and, I did that. Then I had like an hour rush. It was like 1:05 when I left, and I booked the room for 1:30, right? And I'm still here. I know, it's almost 4. So I booked the room for 1:30, and I was like, there's no way I can get tested for COVID, which I was supposed to do like after my class in the morning, but I mean, I never even woke up. And then I also had to eat lunch because, oh my gosh, in class, my stomach was roaring, and I was like, oh, that's like, I'm so hungry. But I went to go get tested. Then I got my lunch, and it was really nice. It was like pasta with marinara sauce. And then I had like animal crackers, and what else did I have? I had like iced tea as a drink. It was a pretty good lunch. And then I was like, oh crap. So there's this policy here where if you book a room but don't show up like 15 minutes after the time like that you had booked it for. So I had to be here by 1:45. I think I left my room at 1:44. So, I mean, the library was like super close anyway. But I make it to the room like 3 minutes after, and no one like called me out for it or anything. Basically, the policy is if you aren't there within the first 15 minutes of the time that you booked it, then and the room is like free for anyone again. So like your reservation doesn't matter. Yeah, I booked the room yesterday, like in anticipation that I would, not oversleep, but I did. So that kind of threw my whole schedule for a loop. And I was supposed to be done recording about I don't know 50 minutes ago. But here's the thing. I come to this studio, not this studio. This is Studio D. I went to Studio A. I have no idea what was going on in there. And I couldn't find the microphone like to record. Well, not like physically, I couldn't find it. Like it was there in the studio, but it wasn't connected or something. I don't know. The computer wasn't registering it that it was there. So I was like, what is going on? And after like 30 to 45 minutes, I don't know. I gave up and I was like, you know what? This isn't worth my time. So I wanted to go see if this studio was open. And it was, thankfully. No one had booked it like for all day today. So I should be good. Though that was also like 2 hours ago or like an hour ago. I don't even know at this point. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then I come back and I'm like, wait, I forgot like my flash drive and my mouse and oh man. So then I had to run back to my room and then I had to get my stuff and hope that no one like came into the studio or whatever. But then I came back, we were all good. And I got like a mouse specifically for editing. It's a lot better. Like you can scroll sideways, which is really good for traveling through the timeline and stuff. And it's just like a lot of things. Like it has extra side buttons, which is really nice for I don't know. I can't really program that onto what do you call it? Like the studio computer, but when I'm editing on my laptop, I can program it to switch between tools and stuff, which is pretty nice. But anyway, and then I also have the flash drive to kind of like make the transfer of files a lot easier. And that has been my day. Welcome to On My Mind. Well, actually, no, after, switching the studios and getting, recorded and everything, I recorded this episode. And then, like I said, the bro moment, freaking the thing just like disappeared. But yeah, that was my week. And now, after like all this stuff happening, I needed some positivity in my life, and so I have this article that says how to make someone feel special. I'm just gonna do a quick cut just to make sure that I'm still recording properly. And I'll see you guys in like a second. Right. So this article was made in 2020, and it's titled 10 Simple Ways to Make Someone Feel Loved and Appreciated. My whole plan for this episode was to kind of go like the whole wholesome route, just, so that I can have some positivity to make this week turn around a little bit. And yeah, oh man, ironic that like it ended up not working, but you know what? We're here. I really like this article because it kind of says like the sub headline is like, or the subtitle is use your words to make them feel beautiful. And when I first went through these in like the lost recording, I kind of went one by one and then was like, all right, let me talk about it. But since I don't really have as much time, I'm just going to briefly go through each of the 10. Hope you guys are all okay with that. Listen, my voice is getting tired. I have a long day of work ahead of me. Not that those are like reasons, but I mean, excuses is probably the better word for that. But hey, listen. Next week I'm planning on having a guest and I'll make it up to you guys like with the guest. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Okay. I appreciate all of you. And you guys inspire me to be better people. Person. I'm totally not reading the article. The first point here is to tell them how they inspire you to be a better person. Something as simple as you inspire me to be a better person. I think this is really important especially for people like your mentors or professors. You know, I think this is a pretty kind compliment. And I think this is especially good for your loved ones, like your relationship partner or your parents. Yeah, I've definitely told this to Melanie a bunch of times. Melanie's my girlfriend, for those who don't know. And she really does inspire me to be a better person. She's always been there for me, and I hope to do the same. Although it is very hard considering we are a long distance relationship, and that comes with its problems, as you might know. Of like, you know, sometimes you can't really say something to make the other feel better, and a hug can say a lot more, but when you're kind of just like over the phone or something, it's it's very hard. I'm still learning. Like if you guys have any recommendations or suggestions what to do in those kind of situations, I would greatly appreciate you guys. Yeah, leave that in the comments below or something. Anyway, number 2 is to recognize the qualities you admire about them. And I think this is just, you know, a general compliment to like about anything about a person. The example they give here is, I admire your confidence. And notice the tone that I use whenever I say these. Like, you really want to sound genuine, or I mean, you really want to be genuine. You don't just want to sound it. Yeah, I think it's important because it's like you can totally come off as sarcastic, like yeah, I admire your confidence, or that didn't really sound sarcastic. But the point is that like you don't want to say it wrong, but you know, if you truly mean what you say, you will not say it wrong. I don't think. Yeah, and it's like, you know, just a simple like, oh, it's like I admire your resilience and the fact that, you know, even though you went through like 5 lost recordings and technical difficulties, you still made this episode. Um thank you guys. Um yeah, so it's just things like that. I think it really also matters about the person. How do I say this? Like if you know them, like I don't know, maybe you're friends already. I keep saying like, you know, you can be very specific with your like compliments in that like, let me give an example. Um, so for Melanie, I would probably say, I admire your talent and, in terms of like how crafty she is. Oh my gosh. Wait, is that the right word? Crafty? I feel like that has a negative connotation. Uh, yeah. So it says, clever at achieving one's aims by indirect or deceitful methods. No, not crafty in that way. She's really good with like crafts. I'm talking like 5-minute craft stuff. She knows how to make like rings and bracelets, and she's pretty good at painting. She can sing. She can play instruments, multiple instruments. She's just a talented individual, and I love that about her. Let me give you a recent example. Over spring break, she gave me a deck of Pokemon cards, right? There are pictures of us on these Pokemon cards, right? That she put onto them, and these are from like her real childhood collection, so they obviously mean a lot to her. And I was like, oh. But anyway, you guys know me. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, so she's amazing. She is amazing. I love her very much. But anyway, simple compliments. That's the point of this point. That's the point of this point. Interesting. The third one is remind them how you feel in their presence. This is a really good one too. It's like every time I see you, you raise my spirit and my energy. It's like every time I see Melanie, I mean I can't help but smile, and it's just, you know, I feel a lot more comfortable and, you know, a lot happier in her presence, especially in her immediate presence. Like I can put my arm around her kind of presence, not just like oh, you know, she popped up on the video call. Like, don't get me wrong, that's great too. I love seeing her and getting to hear her voice is really nice too. Yeah, there's just nothing better about actually being in their presence. It's really nice. The fourth one is tell them how you appreciate their presence in your life. So not just like physically, but just like being like them being a part of your life. You know, and their example is, I really appreciate your presence in my life. And I mean, yeah, again, I feel like I'm going to keep banking on Melanie here. But Melanie, it's like she has been one of the most special people I've ever met. For me, she's helped me go through a lot of like hard times. She's kind of been like the consistent like person to be there for me in my corner. Like without her, I mean, I don't want to be dramatic and be like I would not be here, but I mean um like she just made my life so much better, basically. um yeah, we recently hit a year and a half of dating. I mean, I've known her for like a bunch of years already, but um I don't know, I just thought that was special. What is that, like 18 months? No way. 18? Hello? Anyway, yeah, so I'm really happy to have her in my life. Number 5 is to thank them for their willingness to be authentic. Thank you for being you. The world needs more people like you. I think that's one of the best compliments you can ever give someone. Like just thanking them for being themselves. It's amazing. And I tell Melanie that, every now and then, because like sometimes you can't really pinpoint exactly what you like want to thank them for. And because sometimes it's just they're just being themselves, and like that's enough to be thankful for, and yeah, it's very powerful. That one, I think I've only ever told Melanie that. But you know what? Thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for being you. You guys are amazing. The world needs more listeners like you. Please sub to the channel. Anyway, I'm kidding. Oh, that's so mean. No, you guys are amazing. I appreciate all of you. I love that you guys consistently come in and kind of show your support for the show. It means a lot to me. And I mean, this podcast means a lot to me. And, you can't have a podcast without an audience. So, yeah, I appreciate all of you guys who are following me on Instagram. Or follow, not me, but like the show, and subscribed and everything. I know those are just numbers, but I mean, those numbers is what kind of feeds to like growth and stuff like that. So, yeah, thank you. The next point is applaud them for their genuine friendship. Like, you are such a great friend. I think this one is kind of like a very general and like kind of bland compliment, but I mean, I can see how it would mean a lot to some people. Yeah, so there's a quote here that says, each friend represents a world in us and a world possibly not born until they arrive. And it is only by this meeting that a new world is born. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like saying that each friend, you know that like, I don't know who said it, but I'm pretty sure it's like a common phrase where it's like, show me your friends and I can tell you who you are, kind of thing, where it's like each of your friends kind of represents like who you are. I mean, my roommate Cole is like probably one of my best friends right now. And he always says bruh. And you guys heard it at the very beginning of the episode. He is the bruh world in my mind or something. I don't know. Every time I say bruh, it's just a reminder of him. Or like every time I think about, like friendship and love, it's, Melanie that pops into my head. So I think that's what that quote is kind of getting at. Yeah. Number 7, tell them how happy you are to have them with you. So like the example here is, I'm glad I'm sharing this moment with you. And this one, I remember in the last recording, I really directed this toward you guys, the audience, and especially my guests that I've had on the show. Because I think that every episode kind of serves as like a memory, and the cool part about this is that the memory is stored online and something that we can relive, not to its fullest, but because like it doesn't have video and stuff like that, but it's just something that we can relive, all the great conversations we've had, and that you guys have listened to. And it's just, I'm really happy that I've got to share those kinds of moments with them. And it's like, it is really amazing the kind of community that you can build. Cause like all of these people, like they have been my guests, they have been friends, or they have been friends that became guests, and so they kind of fall into that category of like former guests of the show. I don't know. It's like I really appreciate them coming onto the show and really making it a much more like lively experience, right? Instead of me sitting here talking on like by myself to like you guys. I don't know. It's I really do feel happy to like be doing this show for as long as I've been doing it. That I'm at a loss for words. I've been talking for too long. Anyway, number 8, appreciate them for their talent and effort. Oh, well, I mean, this kind of relates back to what I was saying about Melanie. It's like you're talented at this and you're getting better by the day. She is really talented and getting better by the day. I'm just sorry that could you tell that I was smiling? Anyway, I'm not blushing, you are. I mean, she really is like she is talented, and she does put a lot of effort into like what she does, and I think that's just what makes me appreciate her even more. I mean, it really does take a lot of effort to keep an open line of communication, as like being a long distance couple, and I think that like the fact that she was willing to do it when she found out I got accepted at Bowdoin, it really like just showed the effort that she was willing to put in, and because that was a scary probably move for her, where it's like, I don't know, it's like we've been together like together for a little bit now, and yeah, I mean, she became my best friend, and then that kind of grew into something more, and now she's been my girlfriend for a year and a half and counting. And I gotta really applaud her effort. I mean, I appreciate it, and of course, like I reciprocated as well. It's kind of like a mutual thing, and yeah, I think that's what makes it the best, and the reason why it works. Yeah. Oh man, I gotta tell Melanie about this when we have a call on Saturday, or when this episode goes up. Anyway, number 9, compliment their perspective. I love your outlook on life. You have a beautiful mind. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of people who like have really creative ways of thinking, and it's honestly really cool to see that. Like especially in the classroom when you're having like a class discussion, and it's like, yeah, no, I never thought of it that way, and it's just very interesting, like putting all these great creative minds together in a classroom. And I'm pretty sure this goes true for any other school, really. And to just really like get the chance to hear everyone's voice, and like, which is just like their what do you, it's like a gateway into their mind, like what they say, because I mean obviously they had to think it first. And I don't know, it's like it's a different take than saying like, oh, I love your smile, or like the way you laugh. It's like I love the way you do something, or the way you are, rather than like what you have physically. I don't know. It kind of goes on like a deeper level of like appreciation, in my opinion. And then the last one here that I'm going to talk about is tell them how proud you are of them. As simple as I'm proud of you. Now this one, I kind of started to get a little bit emotional for this, because I could probably count on my fingers how many times I've heard someone tell me this. And it's just like, not that it's like a really big thing, but to me it means a lot. And I really like, this is probably the best compliment you can give me. Like, sure, I have a podcast, and I'm doing pretty well in school, and all that jazz, but just like, I'm proud of you, and like it really makes me think of like how far I've come. I don't know, like because I'm thinking back to like second grade. I wasn't that great of a student, and my second grade teacher kind of like noticed that, but also realized the potential in me, and she fought for me to get into the gifted and talented education program, or the GATE program. And so in third grade, I was placed into like this like upper level class, right? And it really like spurred my thinking. And she understood that like it wasn't that I'm a bad student. I just needed to be kind of like stimulated more, like and be challenged mentally. Um, and that was really it for me. And I think that was kind of like the start and just like the starting point for me. And then ever since then, it's just been like an upward trend. And I don't know, like I really am so proud of myself. um yeah, I try not to be proud of myself, you know what I mean? But like you got to keep things humble. And like not getting that podcast internship was a pretty good humbling experience for me. um yeah, I mean apparently like they had really good applicants this year, and they only had one position to fill, and I mean I just didn't get the cut. So it's just things like that where it's like I'm proud of you, like despite of all the things you've, or like I don't, I think I've made my point. But anyway, so if you ever hear me tell you that I'm proud of you, like I think that really comes from like deep within, and like I truly mean it. Um, yeah, and with that, that was the last kind of point on this article. I was gonna transition into like a Reddit segment. On the Instagram, I kind of asked you guys, like, hey, what recommendations do you have for like a Reddit kind of thread that I can go through? Some of you guys gave some really interesting answers. And I think it's best for me to kind of save that for a later episode instead of doing that this episode. That was the original plan. But yeah, so I think with all that being said, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for listening. I was like trying to fight the urge to like, I don't know, like you guys don't understand. Oh man, I hate the fact that I lost the freaking episode. Yeah, you could probably tell by my voice, it's starting to kind of die out a little bit. I've been talking for about 2 hours straight now, and listen, man, I do it for you guys. I do it for myself. Really like challenging myself to make these episodes as great as possible. And I was on the verge of giving up and being like, you know what, we're going to call it a day and I'm just going to re-record tomorrow. But that would leave me less time to edit the video before it's supposed to go up. And I don't want to give you guys another late episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Yes, I'm okay. Thank you for your concern. And I hope you guys are all okay as well. Yeah, so next week I'll definitely have a guest and I'm gonna be reaching out to them sometime this week, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Saturday, you know where to find me. Thank you guys so much for listening. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Like the video, it kind of pushes the algorithm a little bit. I know it's like your typical YouTube thing. But yeah, all right, that's all I have to say. Bye. Later. See ya. Okay, I'm done.